Hello everybody, this is Conservative White Christian Male, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this dam problem we've had here in the Oroville area. I don't particularly live in Oroville, I live outside of that area, but I do live in Butte County. And I can see the dam from my house, except for, trees being in the way. If I go a little bit out, a quarter mile or so away, I can have a straight visual on the dam. Anyway, I wanted to talk about today how the federal government and the state government, they both have their part in this dam, on how they've let us down. Even if nobody gets hurt, if the dam doesn't fail again, they have no other problems, it's going to hurt us financially for what it would have cost to prevent this. It's going to be so much more to fix it. Let me start by explaining what the problem was before I get into what caused it. In the photo of the dam, you can see the main body of the dam on the right. And to the best of my knowledge, there is nothing wrong with that. It's holding up fine. There hasn't been any issue with that. In the center, you'll see the main spillway. And this is where one of the first issues arose. To the left of the main spillway is the emergency spillway. And that's where one of the other issues arose. And to the left of the emergency spillway is a parking lot and also the area that leads to the boat ramps and some picnic areas. And there was another problem there. Almost a week ago, they had a failure of the main spillway. And how the government let us down on that is that they've repaired it, I believe it was 4 years ago, and then 2 years ago they did a visual inspection from a distance. But they knew that there was like a void or something under that area. And instead of getting somebody to come in and grab it or so for, I don't know, $100,000 to $500,000, whatever it costs to do that kind of stuff for something like this, it's going to cost us several $1,000,000 now to repair this. We're talking tens, if not hundreds of millions to repair it now. But anyway, that's where it all started. And so with that problem, they had to cut back the releases because they didn't want it to erode away. We had some rains come, and they knew they weren't releasing fast enough, and it was going to have to go over the emergency spillway, which has never been used in the whole time of this dam. Well, the problem with this is, first off, it's never been used, it's never been tested. But in 2005, when they were up for their re-permitting for the dam, some people brought up and petitioned the government to do something about the emergency spillway because it's not concrete, it's just on dirt, and it's not up to current specs. Anyway, they didn't do anything about that, and the current administration at the dam says they don't know anything about that. Even if it is true that they don't know about that, if you look at these photos, you can see where the water should go if it goes over that emergency spillway. And what do you see there? You see a bunch of trees, and you should not have those. If you have trees, the water comes down, it takes out the trees. Where the root ball is, it causes a swirling motion, kind of a scouring motion. I know I'm not using the right words, or I don't think that I am anyway, the terminology. But it changes the way that the water pounds on the earth in that area, and that can actually cause it to wear away the earth and cause more erosion and cause a failure. So having the trees there, you can see that they do not maintain this the way that it's supposed to be maintained. And we already know that they don't maintain the concrete spillway the way that it's supposed to be maintained. So those are the most recent reasons for why this failed. Another reason, if you look close, you can see a road there. And I don't know if that road is original to the dam or if that was an afterthought that they decided to put in some boat ramps and stuff up there later. I'm not certain. But it goes across. There's no way for the water to go through. I think there was a pipe that went under the road. But you can see if you I don't have one available to me now, but I've seen on the news and on other sites the big hole that was created. And it's that same similar effect. It hits that pocket, and it causes the turbulence in the water, and it erodes it. That's what caused the erosion right there. They're not telling you that, but that's really what happened. So they're all avoidable, all these issues. And another way that I want to talk about that they failed us is they'd been talking on the news reports for some time about that they were going to have to use the emergency spillway, which I find entertaining anyway. Just the way they say it, we're going to have to activate the emergency spillway. Whereas if you do nothing, it activates itself. It's a self-regulating thing. When the water gets up, it spills over. So there's not an on-off switch. The way the news was talking about it made people concerned because we didn't know what to expect. But the DWR, Department of Water Resources, was saying it's fine. Even on Sunday by noon, they were saying there's nothing to worry about. But lo and behold, 4 hours later, we all get text messages, and they're driving through some towns. I was out on the road when it happened, but so my neighbor told me about it though when he got back. They're telling people to get out. That they expect it to fail within the hour. So how do they go? They were apparently wrong when they said it was okay, and then when they said it was going to fail within the hour, that was apparently wrong. So now that we're all back, I'm still concerned. I still have my car ready to go. I still have everything ready to go. But event after event after event, they just show that they're not trustworthy. They're trying to cover their butts instead of just coming out and saying, "Hey, this is what we need to do because we really failed to do the maintenance." They're just trying to cover themselves, and they're not being honest. Back to the parking lot situation, I just wanted to mention also that I could see in photos that water was coming out of the parking lot and going over the same time it was going over the emergency spillway. And I'm not certain if it's fortified there. In some photos, it looks like that used to be a part of the emergency spillway, and they just packed dirt around it, made a parking lot and stuff. You can see a little line going across there. Anyway, I don't know about that, but I could see that the water was coming down there and washing away on the left side of the emergency spillway there. So it didn't look like it failed there, but that would be a concern. Anyway, all this I just wanted to mention, trust God, not the government. When God tells you it's going to flood, it's going to flood. When God tells you it's not going to flood, you can be certain, very certain, it's not going to flood. I just wanted to make that point. And, if you live in this area or know people that do, have them talk to their elected officials because, we can't be lied to all the time like this or misled. And that's exactly what happened here. And, I know people got in accidents leaving because they were in such a panic. They were told, the flood was coming within an hour. It's ridiculous. It's unsafe. It's just wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching again. Please like, subscribe, and if you can, support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot. Take care. Hope you're having a good week.